There is another khilaf which had occurred, which is this jumla which is mentioned. Is it considered a jumla insha'iyya or is it a jumla khabariyya? Number one, is it possible for this jumla, Alhamdulillah, to be both a jumla insha'iyya and a jumla khabariyya? And if it is possible to actually be a jumla insha'iyya or a jumla khabariyya, then which one is it? So there is ikhtilaf in this. The majority of ulama say that this is a jumla khabariyya. Why? Because if you look at it, it's mubtada khabar. Alhamdulillah. Mubtada and shibhul jumla is the khabar. And that's the zahir. And Al-Allama Alauddin al-Bukhari, he has a risala which he's compiled where he supports this opinion. And he does rad upon all those that claim that it is insha'iyya. Okay, he has a risala, it's called Nuzhatun Nadar fi kashfi haqiqat al-insha'i wal-khabar. Nuzhatun Nadar fi kashfi haqiqat al-insha'i wal-khabar. And in this he's doing rad upon Al-Mulwi Shamsuddin Al-Finari and some of the ulama of Egypt, and the ones that adopt their opinion and accept their opinion that Alhamdulillah is actually a jumla insha'iyya. Ibn al-Humam rahimahullah ta'ala adopted the other opinion, and he mentioned reasons in his sharh of Badi' al-Nizam. He has a sharh upon Badi' al-Nizam ibn Sa'ati in that and other works of his where he tries to prove that it's possible to make it a jumla insha'iyya and there's nothing or no ishkal with that. Now there are some ishkalat that they mention regarding considering this a jumla insha'iyya. From those that say, number one, we said the majority are saying that it is a jumla khabari. But there's some ishkalat that they mention as to why it can't be a jumla insha'iyya. So number one, they say يلزم على الإنشاء من انتفاء الاتصاف بالجميل قبل حمد الحامد ضرورة أن الإنشاء يقارن معناه لفظه في الوجود واللازم باطل فالملزوم مثله. What are they saying? They're saying that if you were to claim that this is a jumla insha'iyya, yani Alhamdulillah means Ahmadullah, I am praising Allah. I am praising Allah. What is insha, ahbab? Insha is where you bring something into existence, right? That isn't already, like for example, that's why we say you cannot say regarding someone who is saying a jumla insha'iyya that هل هو صادق أم هو كاذب, is he telling the truth or is he lying? Okay. Why? Because if someone says, for example, to someone, bring me a cup of water, bring me a cup of water, can you say to that person that he's lying or he's telling the truth? The answer is no, because he isn't giving information. He's requesting the insha of something, for something to occur. So basically, when there is insha, what does that mean? It means يقارن معناه لفظه في الوجود. When you claim there's something that is insha'i, and you're requesting something to be brought into existence, that thing couldn't have existed before. So for example, for you to say someone, bring me water, that statement, the alfaz that you mentioned in that statement, they are muqarin with that idea and that concept in wujud. When you say bring me water, those words, okay, they entail a meaning. And that meaning, as soon as you mention those words, that meaning comes into existence along with mentioning those words. That meaning didn't exist before. It couldn't have existed before. Lakin, when we say the praise of the one who praises, the praise of the one who praises, could that praise have existed before he praised? The answer is yes. Or beyond that, you are praising the sifat within a person, for example. Let's say a random person, Zayd, praises Amr because Amr is strong. The strength within Amr, did that strength exist before the praise of Zayd? The answer is yes. So therefore, the ma'na of the praise of Zayd, which is where he's praising the strength, is not muqarin with the lafaz in wujud. Like, this is an argument they presented. This is a weak argument. And based on how I explained it, you probably already understand how the argument is weak. So what's the argument? يلزم على الإنشاء من انتفاء الاتصاف بالجميل قبل حمد الحامد. يلزم على الإنشاء من انتفاء الاتصاف بالجميل قبل حمد الحامد. Why? الإنشاء يقارن معناه لفظه. So the ma'na of the hamd is al-ittisaf bil-jamil. So therefore, before the lafz of al-hamd, al-ittisaf bil-jamil should not occur. This is the proof. So Ibn al-Humam denies this. How does he deny this? He says, look, when Zayd praises Amr for Amr being strong, the ma'na of the alfaz, which is muqarin with the lafaz, is the idea of Zayd praising, not the strength of Amr. يعني it's not al-ittisaf bil-jamil fil mahmud, rather it's ittisaf al-hamidi bil-hamd. That's the ma'na, which is the ma'na insha'i. So Amr is strong whether Zayd praises him or not. But when Zayd praises Amr, Zayd says, for example, Amr is really strong. That al-an over here, as Zayd says Amr is very strong, he becomes muttasif with praise, with hamd. So his ittisaf of praise is what is muntafi before he praises, not the ittisaf of Amr with the wasf which he is praised upon. So what does he say? He says, whatever did this prove what they mention over here, this is batil. Why? لأن اللازم من المقارنة انتفاء وصف الواصف لا الاتصاف بالجميل. يعني the one who describes, يعني the one who praises his hamd, for the one who praises to be muttasif with al-hamidiyya, that is muntahi before he actually does the hamd. Not that the one who is mahmud is muttasif with these sifat of jamal. Why? We say alhamdu idharu sifat la thubutuha or la ithbatuha. When you praise someone upon sifat, you're not creating those sifat within that person you praised. You're simply showing that these sifat exist within that individual. So when you say, for example, Fulan has a very beautiful recitation, did you create, by that statement, did you create within that individual the beautiful recitation? The answer is no. You simply clarified that you brought to light that his recitation is beautiful, but it already existed. So your bringing to light is that كونك متصفا بالحامدية, that is what is muntafi with before the insha, not that individual being muttasif with jamal. There's another i'tirad that they present, the ones that claim that it can only be a jumla khabariyya and it can't be a jumla insha'iyya, which is that they say that the lam over here is for istighraq. Alhamdulillah, right? The lam is for istighraq. Yani kullu al-mahamid lillahi azza wa jalla. Now, if you claimed that it's a jumla insha'iyya, then that would entail that the one who praises the hamid is doing insha of all hamd. The hamid is doing insha of all hamd. And is it possible for anyone who is praising to do insha of all praise? The answer is no. And alhamdulillah means all praise is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? If you say this is a jumla insha'iyya, that means I am praising Allah with all forms of praise. And is that even possible? The answer is no. Because I can praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and someone else can also praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So can I do insha of the praise which is doing someone else when he does praises Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The answer is no. Yani it's muhal, it's impossible to do insha of al-hamd which is qa'im bi ghayrik. You can only do insha of hamd which is from yourself, not insha of hamd which is in someone else. And the lam over here is for istighraq. Kullu al-mahamid, kullu al-hamd lillahi azza wa jalla. If you say this is for insha, that means I am doing insha of kullu al-hamd lillahi azza wa jalla. And that's not possible, because there is hamd within others as well. And I can't do insha of the hamd within others. I can only do insha of the hamd that I do. So what's this ishkal? Al-istighraq yunafi al-insha'iyya. Al-istighraq yunafi al-insha'iyya. ويستلزم يعني الاستغراق يستلزم كون الحامد منشئا لكل حمد. That's impossible. Why? يستحيل إنشاء الحمد القائم بغيره. يستحيل إنشاء الحمد القائم بغيره. وهناك حمد قائم بغيره فيستحيل إنشاء كل المحامد, and therefore يستحيل أن تكون هذه الجملة جملة إنشائية. طيب, what do they respond to this by? They respond to this by saying that they deny the istilzam. How? They say that he is not munshi in this jumla. When we say it's a jumla insha'iyya, we're not trying to say that he is doing insha of all of the mahamid or all of the hamd. That is with respect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rather, he is doing insha of al-ikhbar bi-anna kulla hamdin thabitun lahu wa mahmudun bihi wa huwa mahmudun bihi. And his insha is not of the hamd, rather his insha is of the ikhbar. And he's not doing insha of the hamd, saying I am doing insha of all these mahamid for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rather, I'm doing insha of the ikhbar that all of these mahamid are for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أجيب بأنه لا منافاة ولا استلزام ويكفي كونه منشئا للإخبار بأن كل حمد ثابت له ومحمود به. طيب, there are other إشكالات that they mention, but I'll mention the ishkal that the author he references in the hashiyah, which is that if you want to do insha of alhamd, even those that claim this is a jumla insha'iyya, they still believe that there's a mubtada and a khabar. They still believe that there's a mubtada and a khabar. So the ishkal that's presented is that in order for hamd, insha of hamd to occur, in order for insha of hamd to occur, it would be necessary that, or what would be entailed by claiming that a jumla khabariyya can actually refer to insha. If you were to claim that the idea of insha is coming from either the mahiyya of the khabar or a juz of the khabar, then that would mean that every single jumla khabariyya, every single person that gives khabar is doing insha of something. And if you claim that the idea of insha is not coming from the mahiyya of the khabar or a juz of the khabar, then you're claiming that if you're understanding insha over here, you're not understanding from the sentence, you're understanding from some external idea. So either you claim, this is a jumla everyone believes, mubtada khabar. So either you claim the understanding of insha is coming from the mubtada and the khabar, yani the mahiyya of the khabar, or it's coming from a juz, one of the two ajza, or you claim that it's not. If you claim that it's not, okay, then that's kharij al-mawdu', we're not talking about that. If you claim that it is, then that means every single jumla khabariyya will have insha in it. That's not possible. That is not possible, because not every single jumla khabariyya has insha, does it? There is not. Nah. So Ibn Humam replies to say this by saying this is tawahum. This is tawahum. Why is this tawahum? Because what's being misunderstood over here is the essence of hamd. That is being misunderstood. In hamd, you need two things. Number one is you need to have the dhikr of al-waqi'. There has to be the khabar, the ikhbar. But number two is that it should be ala wajh ibtida' al-ta'zim. It should be coming from the perspective of ibtida' al-ta'zim. Ibtida' al-ta'zim. And the way you understand this, ahbab, is that if someone were to say Alhamdulillah, but they said Alhamdulillah not from the perspective of ibtida' al-ta'zim. Now, he's mentioning the waqi'. The waqi' is that all of the mahamid are for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But for example, if some Christian individual that doesn't believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or some atheist, just said Alhamdulillah because all of his friends were saying Alhamdulillah. Okay, so he just quoted them, or he just mimicked them, or imitated them. We don't say over here that he's doing insha of hamd, do we? Answer is no. Why? What's missing? So the wording is the exact same. Alhamdulillah, the wording is there, right? The mubtada, the khabar is there. Okay, and it's also dhikr al-waqi'. The reality is all mahamid are for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the sentence is intact. What is missing though, for which we're saying that he's not doing insha of hamd? What's missing is that it's not upon the idea, or it's not ala wajh ibtida' al-ta'zim. It's not ala wajh ibtida' al-ta'zim. So in order for hamd to occur, you need to have this clause or this essence, which is an yakuna ala wajh ibtida' al-ta'zim. Okay, and then along with dhikr al-waqi'. Dhikr al-waqi'. طيب, this understanding, كونه على وجه ابتداء التعظيم, is not from the mahiyya of the khabar, and it's not from the juz of the khabar. But when it's found, we're gonna say that jumla is a jumla insha'iyya. And when it's not found, then it's fine. It's a jumla khabariyya. Because this is what this clause is necessary in order for it to be found. فهمنا يا أحباب. نعم. So the irada of ta'zim is not a ma'na which is found within the which is a juz of the mahiyya of the khabar, or it's the mahiyya of the khabar itself. However, the irada to ta'zim is still being found from those two words, not from something external. Where are you getting the irada ta'zim from? From the two words, Alhamdulillah. So it's not something which is external. It's found from the same two words, but it's not from the mahiyya of the khabar, or neither is from the juz of the mahiyya of the khabar. And another response, or how can we understand the idea of hamd, is that to claim that this sentence, Alhamdulillah, is a sentence where you're creating a meaning, you're presenting a meaning, لَفْظُهُ عِلَّةٌ لَهُ. The words that you are using are the proof for that meaning itself. And we'll explain this inshallah. So it's like presenting the da'wah, presenting a claim, but in your claim you've already presented the proof for that claim, and therefore you don't need to present another proof. So it's like presenting a meaning, but in the words that you are using, you've already presented a proof upon that meaning. So how would the proof be presented? We say Alhamdu mutlaqan min sifat al-kamal. Alhamdu mutlaqan min sifat al-kamal. وكل من صفات الكمال منحصر في حق من هو مستجمع لجميع الصفات الكمالية. And the نتيجة is فالحمد مطلقا منحصر في حق من هو مستجمع لجميع الصفات الكمالية. So by you saying Alhamdulillah, the word, the khabar is that all praise is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. And the proof upon this statement is in the words that you're using itself. In the words that you are using. The words that you are using. Why is that the case? Because we say Alhamdu mutlaqan min sifat al-kamal wa kullu min sifat al-kamali munhasirun fi haqqi man huwa mustajmi'un li jami' as-sifat al-kamaliyya. فالحمد مطلقا منحصر في حق من هو مستجمع لجميع الصفات الكمالية. طيب, so this is regarding Alhamdulillah, whether it's a jumla insha'iyya or whether it's a jumla khabariyya. Like we mentioned, the Jumhur say that this is a jumla khabariyya, and the idea of wanting to praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala using it, or the insha of hamd using this jumla, it simply comes from the intent of the speaker as he says this jumla. That is where the hamd is occurring, and not the jumla itself. The jumla itself is only a jumla khabari. This is what the Jumhur say. There are other scholars that try to prove that it's a jumla insha'iyya, and they presented certain proofs that we mentioned.